Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy with the gray hat. Welcome to my channel. I get a lot of questions with regards to cybersecurity or getting into ethical hacking especially, right? So we're going to talk about hacking here. So I just thought to create this video to actually help you guys and to tell you that you can actually make money without spending any money, right? So this video would be divided into two parts. The first part would be me explaining these things, and the second part would be hands-on. I'm going to show you which tools, what to do, how to download, and then get into ethical hacking, right? So the first thing, let's start. The thing is that ethical hacking or getting into ethical hacking is not a big deal, right? I already created a video, you can find it somewhere here, how to get into cybersecurity and especially ethical hacking. You can check it out. So it actually explains the path or the platforms there are now which you can take to actually get into ethical hacking or learn ethical hacking, right? The thing is that the reason I say that hacking is or learning hacking is easy nowadays is that end of 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, there was no platform, right? We had sun.box.sk, which had a lot of tutorials to learn hacking. Then there was a hacker called Ankitfidia. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I learned a lot. I was like 15 then, so I learned a lot from his tutorials. And then I read a lot of Frack ezine. It's still around, frack.org. Org. So the thing is that most of the things that I did back then, that was self-study, right? There were no platforms, we weren't allowed, and we couldn't hack, there was no bug bounties, there was nothing, right? So what we did, we learned, and at the time, you couldn't have the computing power to actually set up your virtual machines, or I think at the time, Vmware wasn't even there, right? So you couldn't set up your virtual machines, set up a network, and then play with it, right? But most of the things that we learned from blogs and or articles back then. The name blog wasn't coined then. So right now the problem is that it has become a business, right? So you have certifications. First there was CEH, now there's OCP and offensive security. They are awesome guys, did a lot. They took over Millworm and they sort of continued the legacy. And I'm very, I have a lot of respect for these guys. But the thing is that it has become a business, right? So any certification that you look at is very expensive. So when you're starting into cybersecurity, whether you are a student, whether you're not a student, and then you still want to get into cybersecurity or ethical hacking, you look at these certifications and you're like, oh crap, man, there's so many certifications and it costs a lot of money. But the point is that how we learned was very different. As I mentioned in my previous video, you have free tracks now. You have YouTube. You have a lot of blogs that actually explain how you can play with certain things. I always encourage people and the teams that I work with that you should do your own vulnerability research. You have a router inside, you have a home network, try to hack it, try to see what you can do. You can do a full vulnerability scan. You can see how that works. You can choose your own router and try to find vulnerabilities in it, right? So I'm not talking about, extracting firmware and then doing a bin walk on it, but I'm actually just saying that do a port scan, try to see what you will see in a real life server, right? So you can actually, there's a lot of ways to play with stuff, right? Then you have Synology boxes or devices where there's a lot of data to be stored and there's a lot of capacity for that, right? And then you can set up your own servers there. So you can play or create your own network and play with it. So getting into cybersecurity, or I always say cybersecurity, sorry for that. It's like getting into hacking nowadays is very easy, and learning hacking, if you have the skill set, you have the mindset, it's very, very easy. Okay, so now the question that you might be asking is that, okay, dude, you say I learned things from the blog, from blogs, right? And from different articles and from YouTube, right? But Burp Suite causes or costs a lot of money, right? And it actually creates a hole in the wallet, right? For an individual at least. So you have the free version of Burp Suite, right? You also have Zap, right? Zap is, I can't say as good as Burp, but it does the trick. And even the Burp Community Edition, it's as good as any other free tool that you get, right? Then you have Nikto, you have a very big tool set in Kali Linux, right? And it has come a long way, like Backtrack, and then going forward to Kali and multiple versions, and now it's the go-to distro for hacking, right? So the thing is that downloading Kali, free. Getting a VirtualBox, free. Installing Kali on it, yeah, it's free, of course. Then you have Burp Community Edition, that's free. You have a lot of other tools that are free within the Kali toolset, right? So you can use that tool set if you know how to use it, and if you have already learned a little bit about how to hack stuff, you can use those tools, and then you can easily work towards making money. Okay, now how do you make money? There are a lot of bug bounty programs. Started with HackerOne, then there was I think BugCrowd, and now there are a lot of other programs or platforms that you can use, right? And then again, every company nowadays, big companies, they have their responsible disclosure stuff. So if you actually go there and you find a vulnerability, you just send them the vulnerability report, you might get something, right? But with HackerOne, it's usually a done deal that you'll get some money, right? So you can actually make money. And then if you're good at bug bounty and you have created your portfolio or your profile, then you can actually go to a lot of freelancing websites and register to them, and then get projects, and then sort of start making money. So as I see it now, as compared to before, right now making money because of these platforms is very easy. And spending money towards certifications and all those things, I'm not saying that certifications aren't important, but getting into ethical hacking or hacking doesn't require you to have certifications or a degree even, right? But once you're in, you want to expand, you want to learn more things, always do certifications if you want to learn new things, right? Like with OSCP, currently their track includes Windows Active Directory hacking, right? Or finding vulnerabilities in that. So that wasn't there before, so it's a new thing. So if you want to get into that, you can, and you have money, you can actually follow that, and you get a lot of bragging rights, and yeah, it's fun. So and it's a very good starter certification that you can actually have if you have money, of course, and you can afford it, and you learn a lot because it's an excellent certification. So yeah, that's about it. In the second video, I'm going to actually show you where to download tools, what tools I was talking about, and I'm also going to mention those tools right now in the description below in this video. So if you want to hear about other videos like this, or if you want to stay tuned, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll see a lot of other content that actually comes your way. And have a very good day. Peace.